Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. I am working on you wouldn't call it a fabric roll because snippet roll, it is a snippet roll, but I guess a small one because it was larger and I've already snipped it. This I already made and sewed where I needed to sew, did hand sewing on this because the person that this project is going to, she likes hand sewing herself and she appreciates hand sewing. It's two people that this is going to. I think both of them enjoy it. I know one of them does. So on this one, you'll see, I've torn most of my fabrics, and where I felt it didn't tear properly, I took my pinking shears out and cut it. I've added lace behind it, lace here. Here's the pink lace. This is a crocheted piece, and then I actually fussy cut a rose and leaves lace right there. Little snippet of lace here. There is trim that I actually cut the flower off of. Trim and trim. Charm, a little charm that I've sewn on. Appliques, ribbon roses, and again trim that I cut a piece off of. And I'll be honest with y'all, I liked it so much that I thought, ooh, I think I'm going to do something for the house in this. Color-wise, those are my colors in the kitchen. But I'll show you. See, that's going to go like about here. So that's where that piece goes. And then I went ahead and with some of the fabric that is torn, some of mine I tear and like 1.5 inches, 2 inches or what have you, with length varies because it just varies on, like this is 6 inches long, I think that's 7, and so on. I did what I call flower rosettes, and where you stitch on one side, gather it, and then do your, I also stitch my seam. I also sew my seam by, this is all by hand, by the way. But a lot of people, I don't think, do the seams. I'm not sure. And then I hand sew the buttons on all 3 of them. This is a button as well. And I just wanted the bee to be getting the pollen on the flower. Remember, this is a project I'll be working on for a while. It is the gardening gnomes. So I've got these guys going. And then when I, like I said, when I did that, I've done paper snippet rolls before. Nope, I've got to take that back. Not rolls either. I've done sections, snippet sections, I guess you say, in paper, as you know, in quite a few projects of mine because I love the look of it, and I love it in a belly band or in a pocket. I think they make gorgeous belly bands or pockets. So I wanted to finish this up for the ladies who will be getting this project, in case they want to, on the inside, add a snippet here, a snippet there. So, like I said, as you know, I got out way too much stuff. But, you grab laces. I grabbed this one that I dyed. This one with a little pink edge. Just little tiny pieces or bigger pieces, or and one like this that I didn't use this time, but before I've actually cut around here and used the centerpiece and also just used that edge. See how cute that, if I had that edge is super cute, like put on like that, where it's kind of peeking out of the project. So, oh my, bunch of, like I said, it just goes on, and then all these little pieces of fabric that I tore. Most of them I tore. I've got a pile of them sitting over there, guys. So, and like I said, a lot of them come from my fabric flowers, which I have done for years. So, yeah. So I was I'm happy with this. And as you know, it's interesting how they get on there. As you know, strange. What was I going to say? That took me by surprise. Oh, as you know, there is a piece of fabric. Well, this is a very narrow piece. Under there that then you place your little snippets of fabric here, here, and here. And then a lot of people use their machine to sew it on. And you can use some of your decorative stitches, you know, make it all pretty and stuff. Some people like myself like to do it by hand. You can either make, you know, these very large stitches to, you know, accent the stitch. Or on some of mine, you can hardly see it because I tried to make it very tiny and minute. But on others, I don't know if this camera's showing it, but you can see them. This piece that these two pieces are on, this is a vintage embroidered pillowcase that had some boo-boos on it. It is the softest thing, but like I said, one of the ladies that this is going to, I know she loves vintage, and so that's why I did that. Here is a little piece I'm going to put somewhere else on this project of that hand embroidered pillowcase from probably the 30s or the 40s, and I held on to it for so long. I think I got this at a thrift store, or no, I don't think I've ever bought any at an antique store. It might be at an auction too. Sometimes I would get them at auctions. But look at the work on this. This is the Lazy Daisy stitch, the outline stitch here, the French knots here, which is something you can also do on your snippet roll, you know, which would really make it pop. So I thought maybe we could not finish this together because I think it would be rather boring if you all see me hand stitch my charms on and my button on. I think you know, that might not be too thrilling. But yeah, I'm tickled about this. Now, as you see, I do not leave it up to chance. I mean, I know there's a lot of people on YouTube who do. They just have a stack here, and they just go for it. That's not me. I want it to look a certain way. And so I do plan it out. And this might take me, I know you all wouldn't want to come along on that journey because this might take me an hour just to put things where I want them. I do have it sewn, and that's the extent of it. That's it. Now, for me, as you know, for you guys too, if you want, you can get out your needle and thread. And, oh, this has got some embroidery because of sewing down one of the charms. But you can tack, if you have white, I would use white thread for that, but you can tack this down instead of glue it down. Tack this down. The lace, yeah, you can tack that down too, even if it's a thinner lace or a thicker, you know, you can tack down lace as well. But since this is going in a paper project and we're not going to be throwing it through the washer and all of that stuff, I personally don't think it's anything wrong with gluing it. There are certain glues. Now, oh, I do need to say this too. Last time I said PIT. This is PRIT. This is a glue stick that is non-toxic, and it is also washable. So this is what I put on my teeny tiny little pieces, you know, not the whole, I don't put the glue on the whole piece. I just put a little tiny dash on it like that, and then adhere it down before I sew it. You can pin it all, but for me, if I had, you know, like super large pieces, like if it was all like this, you know, going like this, yeah, I'd probably pin it first, because as you know, even if you've got some good glue, when you're sewing through glue, it's not a lot of fun. When you're working with a machine, you know, it's going to go on through if you didn't cake it on, you know. But if you sew by hand, you're like, and sometimes I don't have a thimble on me right now, but sometimes I'm like taking it and going and putting it on my desk just to get it through the fabric, you know. But I use, especially because it's all small. These pieces of fabric are so small. I use that. And then, of course, you know, I'm going to bring up my fabric tack to put on the other items that I'm not going to hand sew on, or tack on. So I'm going to start down here on the bottom. And this is a little snippet of trim that I got on Amazon. And I got this in pink, a lavenderish pink, to be honest. There's the pink, purple, and yellow. And how I do it, you know, when you are working with something like this, and you are cutting those threads, if you want it shabby, then you just go ahead and let those threads hang. If you want it less shabby, then to put your glue right up here, right where you cut it, kind of helps the threads to stay where you want them to stay, you know? Hopefully, am I in? Yeah, I think I'm in. Yeah, I'm in view. Okay. This one I'm going to take out first, and this one over here, because I cut this piece of lace, and then what I did was just fussy cut around what I wanted. I know, I do stuff like that. Fussy cut lace. Well, like I said, you know, if you have a vision, usually you succeed a little better if you hold to that vision. In other words, I don't usually, I think we all do sometimes, take the easy way out. And it's not that we're trying to create more work for ourselves. We just want it like we want it. Okay. And as you saw, it's just a matter of basically dotting it on. And I like the look of that lace on the dark pink so much. I just think that's so pretty. And you might end up getting some of that glue on your fingers. And if that bugs you, you can take a piece of paper towel, or this is shop towel, and just kind of go like so. And let's see, I had this here, didn't I? No, I might have had it lower because I had this here. And maybe over some. So I probably had right about there. And for me, I try to dab it on as best I can where, you know, where it's thicker. And I guess right around there. And I've learned with these guys not to press, well, you can press like this, but then you might have some pieces get glued down that you don't want them glued down, like especially on the inside here of the little rose. So that's why that's there. That's why I kind of fluff it up afterwards. And then this piece, I cut, this is an applique I got off of Amazon, and I cut a piece down here off and some of the leaves off because that's really all I wanted on there. And again, I'm trying to stay on, well, especially on the outline and the thicker thread. You know what I mean? Where the thread is more dense. Okay. And I think right about there. I hope you all had a lovely, safe weekend. This piece I'm going to sew, so I'll stick that over there. This piece, do I want to go that way? I think I do. Oops, there goes the glue. And every once in a while I clean this tip of this off. It gets like, you know, a little bit of glue that dries on that. Don't want it to mess up what I'm trying to do. Here. As you all know, I use this trim a lot. I just love it. Love, love, love it. And like I said, you can hand sew most of this. Or even, excuse me, if you've got your machine, even stitch over it. This crocheted piece, hand crocheted piece, is from that same pillowcase, guys. It was what that wonderful person did to make that pillowcase. Was gorgeous, by the way. I've been embroidering. It's not my pillowcase though, but I've been doing embroidery work since I was 14. My grandmother taught me. Well, it's like, if you've been here before, what she did is she gave me a kit. And it was crewel embroidery, and which is done with wool. And she gave me this kit, and she said, if you have any questions, come to me. It had the instructions. It had illustrations, you know, on how to do certain stitches. And I think I only had to go to her once because it was really well done, you know. And I fell in love with it. I thought, wow, this is, even as a teenager, I was like, this is really cool. And, yeah, I've been doing it off and on ever since. Even did, that's in the days with embroidery on jeans, your blue, you know, your jeans, blue jeans, what we were saying back in the day, was really cool. And, blue jean jackets, pants, you know, and that's what I did for some friends, back in the day. Now, when it comes to these ribbon roses that I did get at a thrift store, I have to hold them down because in the there are times that I actually put them on with hot glue because you know, to get this to stay for a while, I'm going to have to hold it down. Oh, I got my glue a little too excessive right there. Not cool. Let me see. Can I get that off? But yeah, in order for, and I smush them. I mean, they're thick enough where you're still going, you know, they're still going to be pretty, but I don't leave it that high. You know what I mean? I kind of smush them down a little. Well, as you see, I guess it's more than a little. By holding my hand, my finger on it. So, but again, you can use, I guess you can use hot glue if you want, as you all know. I don't use my glue gun a whole lot, except for when I do my gnomes. But, you know, and I don't use them a lot on that. I do a lot of hand sewing on them as well, but there are times where it's just very fast and very convenient, you know. Are we going to stay? Oh, I really threw the glue on that. Okay. And then up here, I'm going to, since we're already to the end here, I'm going to do that first. Put my needle away for now. And this is another piece of lace that I did some cutting on to where I thought it would look pretty up there. I try to do just, like I said, just a little bit touching here and there at the places that really need to catch on, you know what I mean, to the fabric. But at the same time, not put too much. But if you put too little, I had that happen to me too. You find yourself going back and doing it again, you know, or in certain places. So let me make sure I've got that where I want it. At the top. Yep. And just make sure that that's down there. Okay. And as you know, whenever you're working with lace and glue, you're going to get it on you. Not all over you, but you'll get it on you. I'm going to put that there, that there. I cut out just a little tiny leaf from some lace that, yes, I got at a thrift store. That one was a shocker. I got so much lace. They had it in a bag, like bag of lace, you know. And I got so much in it that I've been able to dye quite a bit of it. I've been using it for 4 years and still have some to use, so that's pretty good. Let's see, if I want this here, then what did I do? Maybe did like the center, I guess, to coordinate with that one. Yeah. Okay. And then that little button, I'll sew on that little button right there. Don't remember where I got the button. Some of my buttons actually come from Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still carry them. That was a while back. Let's see. right about there. Do you guys like to shop at thrift stores, or is that not your thing? I do, but I have for many, many years. When I was a child, I've told this story before, but Mom used to, you know, money was limited, and Mom used to go to thrift stores and antique stores. But these, excuse me, this is when antique stores weren't extremely expensive. I've gone to a few lately and I'm like, ah! And walked out saying, this is a lovely store. With buying nothing. Because I'm like, whoa, I can't even get a little something. But, yeah, Mom, I'm just going to show y'all what it's going to look like when I sew it. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. And then I'm going to put one more applique on. And then I think we are done with the glue part. And then I'll just do my hand sewing. And then I want to package it nice so that I can include it with, hold on here. I've got too much glue is attached to my tweezers here. And I want to package it nice for them, you know, so that when they go to make this their own, that they'll have that in case they want it. And then I want that there. Okay. And like I said, I'll be doing some hand sewing with the 2 charms and the button. And then I'm done. And I'd like to thank y'all for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.